Hi, George here with another tip on how to get the most out of Premiere Elements. And this time, I want to talk about working with dark video clips. Now, I have a little basic editing job done here. It's not finished yet, but as you can see here, it's mostly daytime shots. Just going through looks pretty good. A couple of things I'll be cutting out of that. But as we get down here a little ways, it gets into evening right here, and then into nighttime shots right in here. And I just wanted to show you a comparison on these. Here's a daytime shot. They look pretty good. Good color saturation, except for the motion blur in here. They're mostly in focus. But if we shift down here to the evening shots, all of a sudden, as you can see, there's nothing focused in here anywhere. So we've lost our focus, and also we've lost our color saturation, and we've lost our contrast. There's some bright white up here, but there's no real dark anywhere. So this video clip will need a lot of retouching to make it look good, but should be in good focus for a lot of this, and it really isn't. Now we can try to work on this a bit. I'll just grab one frame right about there. That's pretty good. Go up here where it says Fix and click on the top button. We can adjust our color balance in here, including our saturation and our exposure. I'm mostly concerned with contrast. Let's bring our contrast up by pulling this up. That helps. We can lighten our lights a little bit. That helps. Bring our shadows down just a bit. That helps getting more contrast in there. A little more saturation, but not much, just a very small amount. But we're not gaining any focus on this. And that's a real serious issue. Notice over here, there's no focus in the adjustment section in Premiere Elements. So we can do part of the job here, but we can't do the whole thing. We can't also add in details that are missing. Notice there's no detail at all in the hair in here. Because it's out of focus, or anything that's fine lines just loses any sense of detail. There is a sharpness filter over in Effects, but it just makes matters worse when you're working with a dark image like this. It gets all blotchy and looks just awful. So we can take it to a certain level in here, but we can't get all the way. And that's what I want to do. I want to improve this shot as much as I can, and all the night shots as much as I can. And there is a way to do that, and that's with using the sponsor for today's video, and that's Aiarty Video Enhancer. Let's go over and take a look at that. Okay, here we are inside of the Aiarty Video Enhancer. And before I get into this one project, I just want to mention that if you want to find out more about this program, I do have a complete video review of this. I also have a link for the Aiarty Video Enhancer website at the top of the description. And right below that, you'll find a discount link there as well. Okay, the first thing we need to do is to open up the same clip that we were looking at over there in Premiere Elements. Pull the marker over here, and let's find that scene where they're on the drop shears. Okay, here we go. Right there. That's just about the same shot I used right there. And this is just a little small section of this, so this will go fairly quickly. But I think right around in here, let's find one where she's fairly in focus. Right there, I think that works out pretty well. Now I have several options over here, right-hand side. We can do more detail, smooth, and super video. Now, super video can be good at solving some of the darkness issues in here and also cleaning out some of the image degradation that happens in dark video, but I don't think I actually need that for this. I think I can do what I want with the more detail or mo detail, since what I'm really lacking mostly in here is detail. And then we can come down here, and in the color section, we can now come in and take care of our exposure, contrast, and so forth. So the Mo Detail HQ version 3 up here, this is going to handle giving us more detail in here, bringing the sharpness back in, the clarity, color balance, all that kind of stuff. It's also going to be doing some denoising for us. That's going to take care of that side. That's all done with AI. And then we can go ahead and do our color balance down here at the same time, all in one shot. Now to do this adjustment down here, we'll first have to do an inference. And this is simply going to take this one frame here and then put these settings on the one frame. We can then adjust our color on that one frame. So I'll go ahead and I'll click on Preview. There we go. Okay, there's the inference. This program runs on your computer and not on an online server. So very few of us have computers that match the power and speed of online servers. So it's not going to be as fast as putting it up online. But the flip side of that is that you have complete control over the clip. You're not uploading your clips online either. They're staying protected on your computer, which is perfect if you're working with client video. You don't want to be putting client video up online. That already looks a lot better. Let's now come down here and take a look at our exposure. Let's just toggle that back and forth. Okay, I don't see any real improvement there. I'll just reset that one. I know I need more contrast, so I'll bring the contrast up. That helps a lot. Bring our saturation up just a little bit. We can bring our highlights up a little bit. Let's adjust our shadows a touch. I think I'll leave shadows right about there. Let's check our whites, a little more on the white. So all of these things are already bringing in contrast into the video clip. Let's check our blacks. Okay, that really doesn't do anything for us. I'll reset the black to 0. You can come in here and adjust your color temperature if you want to. I don't think we're needed on this particular clip. I think we're okay. That's a much better clip. Now I can't come in here and check other frames. If I did that, I'd have to do a new interpolation, but you can do that. It's just fine. Now, if we scroll up here, I am upscaling this by 2 times. That just gives us room for the additional detail. So that's a good idea. It'll work out just fine when we get it over there into Premiere Elements. Let's double check our export settings down here. I'm going for MP4. That's correct. Although if you're working on a Mac, you can go for the MOV file format. I'll leave the video codec at the default, which is the correct one for MP4. We can choose to export to the original folder, or we can choose a new folder if you want to. Just uncheck this and then navigate to a new folder. But I won't bother with that right now. So I think we're all set. And we'll use this as a test. Take this over into Premiere Elements. And then if I like how this looks, we can go ahead and come back here and do the longer clip. Okay, let's go ahead and do export current. Notice we also have batch export. I could have several clips in here and do a batch export on that. But we're just doing this one test. Let's go ahead and click on export current, and we'll let this run. And then once this is finished, we'll take this over into Premiere Elements and put it on top of the original clip, and let's see how they compare. Okay, here we are back in Premiere Elements, and I've added in the upscale and cleaned up video clip right here. And then I've positioned this so that it's right at the same frame. So here is the initial frame. This is the best we got in here by using the color correction controls here inside of Premiere Elements. And then this is what we have in here from using Aiarty Video Enhancer. Notice how it's much cleaner, much more naturalistic colors. Let's go back and take a look at that again. Here's the original. Notice how it's real soft on the edges in here, really kind of blurry, and here's the cleaned up one. So it's a great tool to use, especially when you're working with these dark scenes like this that tend to lose a lot of detail and lose a lot of contrast. If you want to learn more about this, I do have a complete video on this. I'll put a link for that in the description. And of course, I have links for the program and also a link for a discount at the top of the description as well. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Also, make sure you subscribe and click on that bell icon for notifications. And I'll see you next time.